Good morning.
Good morning, John Penrose.
Good morning. Hi.
It's Elsie,
Thank you.
Elsie and Will, one of your constituents we've got on the phone.
Yeah, I've met you in the club.
Oh, there you go. Hi.
So, John, Elsie's saying people should not be getting winter fuel allowance when they're living in the sunshine.
Well, if they're living in the sunshine, you mean people who live in Spain and the like, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've got a lot of sympathy with the fact that we've got to make sure that if you're getting benefits which are paid for by British taxpayers, then you've got to have paid into the system for long enough to earn the right to get them back. And I think quite a few people are starting to feel that way. But also, you've got to need the money. And this is one of the things that we've got to look at. That's the way the rules are at the moment. But I know that all the people in Ian Duncan Smith's department, the Department for Work and Pensions that's in charge of all this stuff, they're looking at this sort of thing really carefully, because we've got to make sure we're giving money to people who need it and who justified it because they paid their tax and their stamp, but we shouldn't be giving extra to people who shouldn't be getting it.
Exactly.
Elsie, what about, you mentioned something else about being 80 and only getting 50p a week more on your pension.
Yes, that's been for years. I'm not quite 80 yet.
Oh, right, OK, I do apologise, I've aged you there.
That's quite all right.
But, John, this is the sort of, it's sort of like an acknowledgement, yes, you get a little bit more pension, but actually, frankly, 50p is hardly worth it, really, is it?
It's a pretty small amount, you're right. It used to be because, firstly, there weren't that many people who made it to that age. There are more nowadays, obviously, which is great, because we're all living longer. But it used to be that people's savings were starting to run out by the time, if they managed to live that long, and therefore quite a lot of the most elderly in society ended up being, pretty much broke and destitute. And it was, obviously it's not right for someone who's that old and can't work to be in poverty.
Elsie?
So that was the original thought behind it, wasn't it?
Yes, definitely.
So the world's moved on, and nowadays I think we just need to rethink the way we're doing this. This is why this new flat rate pension that's going to be coming in a couple of years' time is trying to say, look, actually people are staying healthier for longer, and you need to have a plan that gets you all the way through your retirement rather than running out right at the end when perhaps you're getting a bit frail and you're less capable of fending for yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I'll tell you another thing. Now, I've got my own property, right? I may have to go into a nursing home in some time. Why should I sell my property to pay for the nursing home when other people have not paid a penny and they're in these nursing homes?
You're absolutely right. That's a huge problem, and one which I've lost count of the number of people who've come to me and said just that. And it's also not fair, because if you've done the right thing and you've saved for your retirement, and then the person who's living next door to you hasn't done that and gets it all for free off the taxpayer, that's all the wrong way round, isn't it? That's the wrong set of incentives, because you should be being rewarded for that.
Yes.
So what we're going to do now, and this is, again, I think it's next year or the year after is going to come in, is we're going to set up a system where people basically get insured against that. So people will still have to pay for the first bit of their nursing costs, but there's going to be a cap on it, and after a certain amount of money, then the taxpayer picks up the rest, and that will incentivise people to save a bit, so that they know that their savings are safe above a certain level.
Elsie, I think you need a new job. But I need to ask John some questions now.
Okay,
Elsie and Will, thank you very much. Bless you. Thank you very much.
Bye.
One of your constituents. In fact, we've got Mike in Weston-super-Mare coming up in just a moment, who's a business I spoke to yesterday.